I am reading this book. If you have ever heard of it, if you've ever been on Book Talk, BookTube, anything like that, you probably have heard of this book. It's called A Little Life. Me and my roommate Taylor are buddy reading it. We started this week. It is Wednesday. I have not started reading yet, and we're trying to finish this book before school starts, which is September 8th. And today is, I don't know, like the 18th, I'm pretty sure, of August. So we're trying to read this 800-page book in 2.5 weeks. So I'm supposed to be reading like almost 250 pages a week, and I have not started yet. If you have not heard of this book, it is supposed to be like the saddest book in existence, like one of the saddest books ever. I know it's about a group of college boys and like their lives, and like found friendship and like in-depth writing on characters is something I really like. So I'm terrified. Like, before you pick up this book, I've heard that has like every single trigger warning in existence. So if you have any trigger warnings, please read them before considering reading this book, because I guarantee it's in here. I am terrified because I get very invested in characters and in books, and I cry very easily. And so I'm fully expecting to be completely broken by this book. Like, you don't understand how scared I am to read this, but Taylor and I have decided to do it. So we're doing it. Maybe I'll start tonight, maybe I won't, I have no idea. I have no plans, okay? So that's where I am. Okay, what's up guys? So it's been, oh, sorry, I did not mean to just jump scare you with my foot there. It's been a few days since I first started this video. I am on page 194, okay? I need to read about 233 pages a week to finish this by our goal, which is like the start of school. Okay, so I have like, what, 40 more pages roughly? Yeah, 40 more pages until I'm at that goal to get to where I need to be by the end of the week. So I just thought I'd update you now because I just read it for a while and I need to take a break, but this is gonna be spoiler free. I don't want to ruin it for anyone who wants to read it. But I will say my cry count is up to 2. These characters are so lovable. So this isn't a spoiler. There's 4 main characters. You learn that like on the first page. You learn this right away. The main characters are Jude, Willem, which I'm obsessed with the name Willem. The main characters are Jude, Willem, JB, and Malcolm. Of the 4, my 2 favorite, which I think is probably a popular opinion, I don't know though, are Willem and Jude. I've cried twice already, okay? But I cry easily, so that doesn't mean too much. I could understand people getting through it without crying, but this book is set up in a way where it's like the characters know stuff, but you don't know some stuff, and just like trying to figure out what happened to them in their past. Like, I know it's gonna get worse. Like, I'm just accepting that it's gonna get worse. By worse, I mean like bad things happening. If I had to make a summation, one-word summation of what I've read so far and how I feel, that word would be scared. I'll talk to you again when I've read some more, but I'm just scared. Alright guys, I'm filming this on my phone because I'm trying to do it kind of quickly. I ended up reading a lot more than I intended. It's like 15 past midnight right now. I'm also whispering because Taylor's sleeping and she works really early, so I don't want to disturb her. I just finally got to a point where I felt like I could stop and it would be okay. The first time in a long time that something like happy has happened. But my brain is like, okay, so how are they gonna fuck this up? Because I know the author will not let me be happy. I don't even know what to say. Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed now because I have to get up in like 5.5 hours. But I think it was worth it. Alright, what's up guys? So, it's been a really long time since I updated you. It's October. It's October. This is awkward. We were supposed to be done like over a month ago, but school did happen and we didn't finish yet, and we just have had no time to read. Today is a Saturday and Taylor and I were just outside reading a bunch. She's actually ahead of me now, okay, that's an update too. But we're on, I just put my like, what page I'm on into Storygraph, and it says I'm 88% done. So our goal, and I think we actually will do it this time, is to finish today. And I just want to say, do not read this book. Like, just straight up, this book is not good. One, it's just like in general not good. And I don't want to talk too much because I obviously want to give you my whole general thoughts at the end. But I've heard people describe it as like, I don't know, torture porn or pain porn or something like that, where it's just like literally the whole thing that drives the book is just pain and like bad things happening to people. And it's just so much. It's so much, and it's so sad and depressing, and it's just like it's absolutely not worth it.
and like also just not good. Like the characters are like lovable, the only good thing about this whole book. But I just wanted to update you because it's been a really long time. I'm hoping I'm able to find all this footage because this video has been over such a long period of time. I'm on like 700 something. Yeah. Reading time. Also, this, let me back it up a little bit. This is what I have left. Oh my god. Okay, hey guys. I'm not ready to like speak yet, but I just wanted you to know I'm done. So, the next clip should be my general thoughts on the book. Yeah. Okay, what's up guys? So I'm here to give you my final thoughts. I know I'm looking a little rough, but I feel like it's very fitting with just finishing the book. I've put on my favorite t-shirt as a comfort for having to deal with just all of that. So I've written like a few things to kind of like structure my thoughts a little bit. I'm sure I've said this earlier, but this is going to be spoiler free, so don't worry, I'm not going to like say any details or anything that would prevent you from reading the book if you by chance want to. But the first thing I want to say is like I personally don't recommend reading this book. Obviously it's up to you. Okay, so Taylor and I have both finished the book. As I said, Taylor and I are both reading. She finished it like an hour or two ago. I just finished it like, okay, she probably finished it like 2 hours ago and I just finished it like half an hour ago. And so I've just been like talking to her about it and like trying to like structure my thoughts a little bit more, like understand like what my feelings are. And I still don't know for sure like what my rating is gonna be. Taylor said she was thinking about like 5 stars. I'm leaning more towards like 2, just purely for, well, I'll get into it, but purely for the way this book goes about things. So I'm just gonna jump right into my thoughts. So I want to start with like the good things, or a good thing. I'm sure this is going to be slightly rambly. The first good thing is the characters. People always say, do you read for plot or do you read for characters? Like, what do you like, character driven or plot driven? And I'm very much so a character driven person, so I most likely will not enjoy a book if it's not giving me a lot of information about the characters or giving me characters that I like have strong thoughts about. It doesn't even necessarily have to be that they are like good characters, but just characters that I can have strong feelings for. And so this book definitely has that. Let's do four main boys, but 2 even more main boys within that, and that is Jude and Willem. And I am obsessed with Jude and Willem. Like, they feel like my own. Like, I feel like I'm friends with them. They are amazing. I just love them. The book definitely doesn't lack there. You're gonna get characters that you're interested in, that you want to know more about. I guess I'm just gonna keep going with good things. Also, there's a speck of my lip. Oh, the ice cream truck's going by. The next thing I liked about this book was like the details. If you want details somewhere, she's gonna give them to you. Like, it's definitely a very well-formed book. So kind of going along with that, another thing that I'm considering a good thing of the book is you can tell she worked really hard on writing it. Like, that this wasn't something quickly written in a year. Like, there was a lot of effort put into this book, which I think is like really respectable and something that I want to read. Moving on from there are the things I didn't like, which are more dominating than the things I did like, unfortunately. I know I talked about this like a couple hours ago or an hour ago, talking about how people have said this is like trauma porn. I don't know if I could remember the phrase at the time, but it's like people have called it trauma porn, which I have to 100% agree with. This book is non-stop trauma. Like, if you, like, when people say every trigger warning is in this, every trigger warning is in this, and every trigger warning is in this multiple times. A big contribution to why I didn't overall like, and I still, sorry, I don't know what to say because I can't decide if I didn't like it or I did like it. I think overall I have to say I didn't like it because of the incessant use of trauma. Like, you knew it was coming, like, it was taking over my life in a degree of being like, okay, well, if I read this book, I might be sad for a while because something bad is inevitably going to happen. It was like a constant pull of something bad happening, a stretch of good, something bad happening, a stretch of good, something bad happening, just consistently throughout the story. It was like constant conflict of like these characters just absolutely going through it in just a way that I didn't find enjoyable. I think it's really important to talk about trauma because many people haven't experienced it and just don't know much about it. So I think like having narratives like this is just important to read, important to learn about. But it's just so incessant, and I don't know if it's necessarily done in the best way to where I think it's like an effective use of talking about trauma, if that makes any sense. One thing that like just upset me about the book was like the disregard for the characters, in the sense of like the author just like making them go through so much, which I understand, like characters are, that's like the whole point of books often is characters experiencing things, but it was just like, felt like the author like had a vendetta against these characters, making them go through the things that she makes them go through in a way that just like, it just felt personal, it just felt upsetting. So that just contributed to me not enjoying it. So it was just exhausting. It's just like, it's a very exhausting book to read. It's definitely nothing lighthearted or something you can just like read casually, especially by the amount of times I've cried. I don't know if I've ever filmed a clip of me crying, but I know I've never cried as much for a book as this book. I know I've cried probably in double digits. There was like instances where I would read 2 days in a row, and the second day I couldn't cry because I cried so much the day before. I wasn't hydrated enough to cry the next day. That is my general thoughts on this. I hope this was like interesting at all. It was so disorienting and jumbling, like filming over this long of a period of time, because this is like my first time ever doing that, but I hope, you know, I had a good time. I'm hoping to do something more like this in the future. So I just want to say, if you watched this or even got this far, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week, hopefully. Bye.